So as you said, my name is Miztlayolxochitl. I am a second-year student at Cal State Long Beach, and this is my first time. Hold on. We're gonna get to that. So a little bit about myself as well. I am Mexica and Tangva. So in my languages, Meija, Tlaxocamatl, Mateo. Thank you for letting me be here. I'd like to start off with one of our traditional songs in Tangva, and it's our ancestor song, and it's calling our ancestors to be with us as we're here in this space. And I don't really write down my poems, I just speak whatever comes out of me at the time. So a lot of if you see me, I never really say the same thing twice. So that's also part of why I call my ancestors.
Yo soy Miztla, perdida en un mundo de confusión. I am Miztla, lost in a world of confusion, caught up in a world of Anglo stereotypes, confused by their expectations, ridiculed by my own, suppressed by machismo, and destroyed by cultural genocide. I must struggle between being myself and being the person who today's society expects of me. I look at myself compared to my sisters, and I withdraw to the confines of the world inside my head where my people live with dignidad, igualdad, fraternidad, justicia, libertad, but most of all, identidad. My own people. I am Tecuichpo, proud and noble wife of Cuauhtemoc, leader of men, leader of a civilization beyond the dreams of the Cachupín Cortés. I live to see my country free, free from Spanish rule in 1821. Mexico was free. The crown was gone, but its parasites remained, who ruled and taught with gun and flame and mystic power. 2016. I am the generation of young women who stand in line at the welfare department and get told, oh, well, don't you have a job? Who are told, well, we can give you money. We can give you assistance until you go to school, but if when you go to school, you don't get any. Because you should be working. Because you should be out there. Well, I'm sorry, I work 16 hours a day, and I still have to go to school. I am the generations of young students, of young Chicanas, of young indigenous women who have to sit in a 200-people classroom while a white professor tells me to my face, Native Americans do not exist, Mexicans do not exist, Guatemaltecos do not exist, because they all came from Siberia, and so therefore they have no voice. See, by telling me that, he told me that I had no right to be in that classroom, that I had no right to speak, that I had no right to be fighting in South Dakota with my brothers and sisters for water, that I had no right to be fighting here with South Central Farms for earth, that I had no right to be fighting in the 60s, in the 70s, for my own identity, for my own people, so that we could have a future. I'm the generations of indigenous students who have to walk on a campus every day where a statue of a 49er is sitting. Now, why would that be such an issue? Well, let me tell you. During the days of the gold rush, it was $500 for an Indian head. In the days of the gold rush, the browner you were, the more money you could get for scalping me. In the days of the gold rush, unless you are white, Protestant, male, you had no right to go onto our campus. Native peoples, people of color, were not allowed on Cal State Long Beach the year that it was created. To this day, I have to walk on my campus and see this statue the same way a person whose family went through the Holocaust would have to see a statue of a Nazi. I have to struggle between sitting in my classroom and speaking up and getting thrown out, or speaking up and calling out my professor. I have to decide what is more important, my grade in this class to answer my final question, where did Native Americans come from? Either I could put the correct answer that I am indigenous from here, that my DNA is in fact older than this very institution, but you know, I need that A. Sitting in a Chicano studies classroom and having students say, well, what is Mexico? I don't know who Zapata is. I don't know who Pancho Villa is. I don't know what happened in the Mexican Revolution. Sitting next to students who are the same color as you, but who view themselves higher than you because they have the latest Gucci. Because they have the latest, what's the other one? There's so many brands, you can't even keep up with them. You have one student who's dressed indígena from her roots, and another student who's dressed like a narcotraficante. One who's balling and making money for himself and singing about how he got that good car, he got those nice guns. And me, I'm over here saying, oh, my money gotta go to my mom. My money has to go to my family because we need to eat, because we need to have a roof over our heads. Well, other people would take their nieces to go to Disneyland, would take their nieces to go be princesses. I bring my nieces to a spoken word. They might not be hearing me. The other one is barely 2 months old, but she's here. But she's learning that she has a voice, that she has a place to be able to stand, that she has a reason to be heard. But most of all, I'm the student who refuses to stay silent anymore. Because I'm tired of other people telling my own story. I'm tired of other people telling me how I should dress, how I should speak, how I should wear my hair. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of reading in textbooks in Texas about how Chicanismo is a creation of ISIS. That's what I said. I'm tired of reading all these stories, and so when our youth come to our campus, I tell them, you know what? You have people telling you where to go, you have people telling you what to do, and you have people telling you how you should live your life. But you know what? You should be coming to school not because it'll make your school sound better, not because your parents want you, not because your teachers want you, but because you should want to come to school because there's people coming behind you. Because we all have nieces, we all have nephews, we all have cousins that are walking behind us, and if they see us not doing anything with our lives but sitting home and playing PS3, that's what they're going to expect their future to be. But if they see us with our masters, if they see us as doctors, they're going to say, I want to be like that person. I want to be like my aunt up there. I want to be like my uncle up there. I want to be like my sister, who is right now a president of the United States. That's what I want for my children, for my nieces, for my family. And that's what we should all want for our families. That they dream bigger than ourselves. But that they not just push themselves forward, but that they drag their community with them as well. That they pull them up as they climb, that they have a hand reaching back and pulling them up as well. Because it doesn't take one person to raise a child. It doesn't take one person to raise the next president of the United States. It takes a village. It takes a community. It takes a spoken word. It takes a Sunday jump. Yes. So I ask of you, don't be silent. Don't sit in that classroom and not call your professor out. Because if you do, That means when the next person enters that classroom, they're going to say no one questioned them, no one stopped them from teaching what they're teaching, so it must be right. So I'm just going to stay silent. But if they hear no, someone did stand up, someone did fight, then they in fact will stand up themselves. Thank you. This, are we good on time? Yeah. So this next piece is a song that my mom taught me a long time ago. And it talks about what we want for our next generation. And it's in 3 languages because being able to say it in its traditional language has been lost to us. We only know the meaning. They might not even be the exact words, but it's what's been passed down. It's what we have left. And if we don't pass down the little that we have, we've already lost it all. Yo quiero que a mí me entierren como mis antepasados. Yo quiero que a mí me entierren como mis antepasados. Guayanquelo, 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 guayanque, amiokawe, amiokawe. If I should die tomorrow, I want to be buried the way my ancestors were buried. Before the sun rises under a fresh blanket of dew, I want to be buried the way my ancestors were buried. Guayanquelo, guayanquelo. If I die tomorrow fighting for my family, fighting for my people, I want to be buried the way my ancestors were buried. 4 seeds in my left hand: chile, tomate, cacao, maíz. Guayanquelo, guayanquelo. And when the sun is directly above me, I want those seeds to burst through the earth, to burst through my hand, and I want my face to see the sun once again. Guayanquelo, guayanquelo. But most of all, if I should die tomorrow, if I should die on that battlefield, I want my children, and my children's children, and my children's children's children to want and to know to be buried the way our ancestors were buried. Guayanquelo.